Hey review family, keep it tight, my name is Jay Morris, the review guy reviewing music for the love of music, and I'm back again to bring you another video. And in this one I'm going to be covering the brand new Oranssi Pazuzu record entitled, I'm sorry, they're Finnish, Mestarin kynsi, Mestarin kynsi, Mestarin kynsi. I feel like I'm doing exactly what Robert from the Metal Meltdown did. Oranssi Pazuzu just has a way of bringing the metal community together, doesn't it? This record's a doozy. I won't lie, it's difficult to talk about. Wrapping my head around even a smidgen of the sheer insanity that this record has on full display here was nearly impossible. No, it was impossible to comprehend on first listen alone. The band members within this band's blackened evil tendrils have erupted from the ground and pierced into every orifice, drilled into the skin of so many musical genres across the entire landscape. Because of these seeds that have been planted in various genres by these band members, the joint combination has obviously and clear as day caused a lot of these genres to be adjacent with one another in their sound on Oranssi Pazuzu. Juxtaposed usually are very heavily distorted sections of sludge metal, passages of ethereal post-rock instrumentation mixed with a rough and rigid take on traditional black metal, not to mention they take hints from the atmospheric side of black metal as well as the psychedelic side of black metal, a genre that is very rarely touched on in this facet with this many influences tossed into the witch's cauldron. And then they just up the ante. They set the bar even higher. They toss in the general lunacy of generalized avant-garde music and metal. And one thing before we get into more of the review is, for anyone interested in these guys, I do recommend the record Värähtelijä. I know I'm pronouncing that poorly, I apologize, as that record does a great job of capturing their musically crazed behavior. But nothing at all could have prepared me for this record in particular, or what was on it, what it contains, because funnily enough, I wasn't even aware it was releasing until right around the corner. In other words, I had an absolutely blind introduction going into this and not much expectation. Well, that's a lie. When I found out it was releasing, I was expecting pure derangement, because when you have a band known for playing off kilter, you come to expect that. Even if you can't anticipate the exact bits and pieces and details, you can make an educated guess based on past performance. And for certain, this record has all of their trademarks and then some. This record is dark, it is dingy, it's a labyrinth with walls lined with torches and hearing the occasional footsteps. It is the judge, it's the jury, it's the fucking executioner, baby. Case in point, the very first track reminds me of something very specific. You guys will know that I've enjoyed a lot of records last year, and Hell Young's record Futha was one of those records. And this first track has the same thumping percussion and throaty vocals that you would get from one of the more atmospheric Hell Young tracks. Track 2 has one of the most chaotic displays of sound that I've heard this entire year. It's near the midway point. It becomes an unstoppable force full of sludgy guitars and horrific vocals. These vocals are putrid. They reek of disgruntled pain and agony. They are repulsive to listen to. By the way, that's a compliment, and they're generally rancid. They slide down the walls of these compositions like a thick gelatinous congealed barrel of acid that is making its way down to the damp rat-infested floor. And these tracks are long. With 50 minutes of material and only spanning 6 tracks, they cover a lot of ground. And somehow, with how meticulous everything comes together, they make 50 minutes go by in a flash. They leave very, very little room for error, surprisingly with how long it is. Mistake-wise, it comes together great. And part of that I do attribute to the sheer anomaly of everything being displayed here. They hold nothing back. They don't necessarily have to pad out time even when they absolutely could. And don't get me wrong, this record has plenty of atmospheric, slow sections, but they make sense. Oh boy, did they make sense. Making things linger is something that they take a lot of time with. They don't even begrudgingly slow things down unless it's an absolute necessity for atmosphere's sake, and you can tell. Like the breakup on the 3rd track around the 7-minute mark. Even the background embellishments sound creepy. With so much minimalism, the tension built makes you want to look over your shoulder. we're good. Everything feels intrinsic here. It's so hard to grasp the nature of this whole record. It's so hard to attain a deeper meaning to this record despite there being so much. Here, it's hard to make out. It's hard to decipher. It feels like a riddle that you know damn well you're never going to be able to solve. It is so close but so far out of reach. It is the calm before the storm, and it's the storm itself. And right when the meaning is on the tip of your tongue and you feel like you can start to understand the band's motives, they hit the gas pedal on full throttle and drive down a back road you didn't even know existed there previously and take you in a whole new direction. This record's freaky, it's weird, it's creative, it's avant-garde, and if that's your thing, if you want something that is taking so many influences from sludge metal, post-metal, black metal, different shades of black metal specifically, I think you will get a lot out of this. I think it is one of the more interesting records, more of the more dingy, macabre, weird, freaky records. And definitely one of the more unique, definitely one of the more intriguing, and one that fits very snugly in the canon despite being considerably different than the band's past efforts in many, many ways. This record just has a way of immersing you in the chaos. Either way, I like this record quite a bit. I'm going to be giving it an 8.5 out of 10, and that is a wrap. Have you heard this new Oranssi Pazuzu record? You know the name. If you have, let me know in the comment section below what you thought about it. I would love to discuss the record with you. Maybe you felt differently. Be sure to like this video if you enjoyed it, subscribe to join the review family today, and smash that notification bell to be notified of my future uploads. You know who it is. My name is Jay Morris, the Review Guy, and I'm signing off saying farewell.